Hello friends, welcome to another cloud lab. In this lab, I will be talking about Amazon EC2 machines along with the application based load balancer and the autoscaling part. The detailed steps for this lab will be initially I will be creating three EC2 machines and all these machines will be having Windows Server 2022 base as the operating system, and after installing of the operating system we will be installing IIS server and creating a simple web page as this is server 1 for the first EC2 machine, this is server 2 for the second EC2 machine, this is server 3 for the third EC2 machine. After creating this page, I will be saving each page with the name as index.html file in the path C drive inetpath www root. Once these three EC2 machines will be ready, I will be creating a target group where I will be selecting the target type as instances. Then I will be moving ahead with the creation of application based load balancer, and I will be testing the load balancer redirection on each server by copying the DNS name and pasting on the browser. Then I will be moving ahead with the auto scaling groups and will be configuring the auto scaling part. So this all will be the demonstration for this particular cloud lab. So let's start working on with this lab. To start with the lab demonstration, first of all, we will be creating three EC2 instances. For that, I will be navigating to the services, then compute, then EC2. Under EC2, I will be selecting the option as launch instance. Launch instance. I'm giving the name as server 1 for the first server. I'm selecting the operating system as Windows Microsoft, which will automatically be selecting the image as Microsoft Windows Server 2022 base, which will be acting as the AMI for this instance. Then instance type is T2 Micro, which is free tier eligible. Then key pair, I'm creating a new key pair with the same name as server 1, keeping all these settings as default. Create key pair. I am able to see the server1.pem file being downloaded into my system. Rest all settings I am keeping it as default. For the network settings, I am just enabling the HTTP and HTTPS protocols. Storage, 30 GB storage, I am keeping it as default. Number of instances, in this lab I will be requiring 3 instances, so I am turning this to the count as 3. Rest all I am keeping it as default. I am selecting launch instance to proceed with the creation of the instances. The success message is there that the successfully initiated the launch of the instances. Let's navigate back to the instances and I am able to see these instances. The instance state is pending yet. So let's change the name of the servers. Server 1, this is say server 2, this is say server 3. So now the servers are running state. Let's wait for the first server as well. Okay, now all the servers are up and running, so we can proceed ahead with the installation of IIS server on these three machines. Now machines are ready and let's connect to each machine and install IAS server and the static web page inside each server. To do so, I am selecting the first server, connecting the first server using the RTP client, clicking on the getting password, upload private key is server1.pem file, decrypting the password, copying the password, selecting the RDP file for the first server. So I'm getting this page, click on connect, asking for the credentials, entering the password, and it is asking for the certificate. Click on yes for the certificate. You are able to see the connection request, and the server is opening in front of you. This is my first server. Okay, click on yes for the networks. The server has started, and to install the IAS server, we will be navigating to the server manager, selecting the server manager from the start. So this is how the server manager looks like. So click on cross. You are having the dashboard, local server, all servers on the left hand side, and on the right hand side you are having the configurations and the roles and server groups. To select the add role and features, so it is saying that the server manager is collecting the inventory data. So this wizard will be available after data collection finishes. So click on OK, wait for a couple of minutes. Now again press add roles and features. Yet now it is busy collecting the inventory data. Okay, now we'll be trying with the same. So we are able to see the roles and features wizard now. So click on next to proceed. Role or feature based installation. Click on next. Server, the same server will be there. Click on next. Server roles. In server roles, select the IIS web server. Click on add features. So this will install IAS web server on this server. Keep all the default settings as it is. Click on next, next, and finally click on install to install the IAS web server onto this instance. Wait for a while. In the meanwhile, this IAS server is being installed onto this machine. You are able to see this processing being taking place. Now the installation is succeeded. So I'm selecting the close option. I'm closing this server manager. Now I'm navigating to the path C drive inside this server, inet pub, and then www root. Inside this, I will be creating a index.html file which will be having the contents as this is server 1. So to create a index.html file, I am navigating to Notepad. So this is server 1. So I am writing the contents of the web page as this is server 1. So I'm saving this file as index.html in this location, C drive, inetpub, www root, and the name of the file is index.html, and save as type is all files. So I am navigating to the save and I am closing this notepad file. So this is the file that we have created in this path C drive inetpub www root on the server 1. So I'm closing this all. I am closing even the RDP connection as well and coming back on to the instances now. Same thing I will be repeating for server 2 and server 3 as well. So I'm selecting server 2, connecting to server 2 using the RDP client, get password, upload the same key, decrypting the password, downloading the RDP file, connecting to the machine, entering the password, accepting the certificate, and you are able to see the connection is being established for the second machine. So this is server 2. We are connected to the server 2 now. We'll be installing the IIS web server in this server 2 as well. So selecting the yes for the networks. So server is ready now. Select start, go to server manager to install the IAS web server. Close this, wait for a while. Okay, now add roles and feature wizard is available. Click on next, next, next. Select the IAS web server from the server roles list. Click on add features. Next, 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 and finally click on install. So the installation of IAS web server is in process. Wait a while till the installation gets completed. So wait for the while till the installation gets completed. Now the installation is succeeded. Once installation succeeded message is there, click on close. Close this server manager. Navigate to the path C drive inetpub www root. So here we will be creating the index.html file. I'm removing the existing files. Navigate to Notepad. Enter the text as this is server 2. Save this file in this location C drive inetpub www root with the name as index.html and save as type all files. So this is server 2, that's why we have kept the text as this is server 2. So close this server, close the RDP connection. Make sure you do not shut down this instance. So I'm closing this server, moving back to the instances. I've installed IAS server and created the web page in server 1 as well as in server 2. Now I'm connecting to server 3 and I will be installing IAS and creating the static web page in server 3 as well. So selecting the server 3, connecting through the RDP client, get password, upload the private key, same key will be uploaded, decrypt the password, copying the password, download the RDP file, connecting to the machine, entering the password, Selecting the yes for the certificate. I'm able to see this connection request to the server 3. So this is the server 3 being starting up. You can see over here it's also mentioned as server 3, the name of this server that we have kept. Wait for a while till this server gets started up. Okay, click on yes for the networks. Now navigate to Start and Server Manager for the installation of IAS web server. Click on Close, wait for a while, then click on Add Roles and Features. Same thing what we did for server 1 and server 2. Wait for a while for now you are able to see the Add Roles and Features wizard. Click on Next, Next, Next. In server roles, select the IAS web server. So I'm selecting the IAS web server, selecting the add features. Click on next, 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 keeping all the settings as default. I'm selecting the install and you are able to see the installation is being started over here. So feature installation is there. So wait for a couple of minutes till the installation gets completed. You are able to see the installation is in process. Wait for a few minutes till the installation gets completed. Wait for a few more minutes till the installation gets complete. Okay, Now the installation is succeeded on this machine. So click on close, close the server manager. Again navigate to the C drive, inetpub folder, www root, remove the default files and create a notepad file with the text as this is server 3. So I'm opening notepad, entering the text as this is server 3, saving this file in the location C drive, inetpub www root, and name of the file is index.html. Save as type is all files. So click on save. Close this file. You are able to see this file over here in the desired location. The same thing what we did for server 1 and server 2. Now I'm closing this server, the RDP connection, and navigating back to the instances. You all can see the instances are in the running state. I have not shut down any of the instance, and I have installed IAS server in server 1, server 2 and server 3 along with the static pages in the each server as well. Now next step is to create the target group. So I am moving on to the target groups. So create a target group. Target type is instance. Target group name, give any name. I am giving the name as target group name 1, TGN1. I am keeping all these settings as default. Selecting the next to proceed. In this I am able to see three servers, server 1, server 2, server 3. I am selecting all these servers and selecting the option as include as pending below. So once I press this option, all the three servers are added to this list and I am selecting the create target group option. So you are able to see I am having this TGN1, the target group name, and it is created successfully now. Once this target group has been created, I am moving to the load balancers. So selecting the load balancer option over here. So I am selecting this option, create a load balancer. AWS provides three types of load balancer: application load balancer, network load balancer, and gateway load balancer. In this demonstration, I will be going for the application load balancer. So application load balancer, this is the diagrammatic representation of what this load balancer is. I'm selecting the create option for creation of the application based load balancer. It is asking for the load balancer name. I am giving the name to the load balancer, say LB1. I'm keeping the scheme as default, IPv4 type, that is what the address type is. If you want to include IPv4 and IPv6 addresses as well, you can select the dual stack also. But as of now, I am selecting the IPv4 type. The next option is the VPC. I am selecting this default VPC. All my instances are on this default VPC region. You can select the regions as well according to where your instances are located. As of now, I have only three instances, three servers, server 1, 2, and 3. So I am selecting all these regions. But if you have installed these instances on a particular subnet, particular region, you can select accordingly. Then security groups are there. I am selecting all the security groups. You can select according to which all security groups are there for your servers. Then next is if we move ahead, listeners and routing. So in this listener and routing, we need to select the target group, the target machines. We have created the target group name as TGN1 in the previous step. So I'm selecting that target group. Rest all settings I am keeping it as default. The tags are optional field. You can set the tags if you want to. And finally, I click on the create load balancer to create a load balancer. So successfully created load balancer with the name as LB1. Let's view this load balancer. So yet now the state is provisioning. We must wait until the state is active. Once the state is active, then we can use this load balancer. Okay, let's see the state of this load balancer. Now the load balancer is active. Now select the load balancer and move below. You are having VPC availability zones. So you are having the ARN. Don't copy this ARN. We will be copying this DNS name. So copy this DNS name and paste it onto the web browser. So you are having a hit towards this is server 3. Refresh this page. You are having the hit towards this is server 1. Refresh this page. Again the request is towards server 3, server 2, server 1, server 3. So refresh and check whether all the servers are handling the requests that is being generated through this load balancer. You will be able to see the server 1, server 2 and server 3, which are the web pages that have been created using IIS server on the respective web servers. So if you refresh this page, the request is going to server 3, then server 2, then server 1, then again 3, then again 2, then again to the server 1.